Your brain thinks this will fix your life. You scroll through your phone. A new gadget, a sleek pair of shoes, or a shiny car flashes on the screen. Your heart flutters slightly. A subtle hope rises in your chest, the thought that maybe, just maybe, this purchase could bring satisfaction. You imagine the moment you own it. Happiness. Status. Validation. This feeling isn't random. Your brain releases dopamine, the wanting chemical, before you even buy. Dopamine fuels desire, excitement, anticipation. It's not about the object itself, it's about imagining the pleasure it could bring. You're hooked on the thought, not the reality. Buying feels like a shortcut. Your brain craves immediate reward. Waiting, saving, self-control, these are friction points. The promise of instant gratification triggers a rush, a spike in dopamine, a jolt of excitement. Even thinking about the purchase lights up the same neural pathways as actual consumption. Here's the catch, your brain adapts. Today's thrill fades quickly. That new gadget that seemed life-changing? In a week, it's normal. Your happiness resets to baseline. The brain is wired to adapt to pleasure, always seeking the next high. That's why buying rarely brings lasting fulfillment. Purchasing gives a false sense of control. You choose the brand, the color, the model. Your mind interprets this as influence over your environment, over life. The illusion is powerful. You think, if I get this, I'll feel better. But satisfaction is fleeting because life's complexity isn't solved by ownership. Humans are wired to compare. Social media amplifies this. You see friends, celebrities, influencers with the latest products. Your brain interprets this as a signal, I need this to belong, to be admired. Buying becomes a strategy for social validation. But the comparison treadmill never ends, there's always something newer, shinier, better. Often, purchases are emotional, not rational. Stress, boredom, sadness, or even excitement can push you toward a store or checkout. Your brain seeks relief. Spending acts as a temporary mood booster. That surge of pleasure is short-lived, leaving the same unmet feeling, or worse, regret, afterwards. Your brain remembers the dopamine spike more than the object itself. You recall the thrill of buying, the excitement of anticipation, not the hours of satisfaction after. This reinforces the pattern, the chase becomes more memorable than the outcome. You keep seeking that fleeting emotional hit. Marketers understand your brain better than you do. Colors, scents, music, layout, scarcity, and limited time offers, all are designed to trigger dopamine and urgency. Your prefrontal cortex thinks it's making a rational choice, but the limbic system, the emotional brain, already hijacked the decision. Only 3 left in stock. Your brain perceives scarcity as a signal of value. Urgency increases dopamine. Fear of missing out, the FOMO effect, heightens desire. You act impulsively. Ownership seems like a rescue from a missed opportunity, even though the object itself holds no lasting solution. Shopping as therapy is real, in a way. The brain releases endorphins and dopamine during purchase. You feel momentarily better. Anxiety or sadness fades. But the effect is temporary. When emotions return, the object remains, a silent reminder that fulfillment can't be bought. Buying can feel like self-expression. This is who I am, you tell yourself. Clothes, gadgets, cars, homes, they act as symbols. But your brain confuses external markers with internal satisfaction. True identity and fulfillment come from experiences, growth, and connection, not objects. Your brain thrives on habits. Want, desire, buy, pleasure, repeat. This loop becomes automatic. Each purchase reinforces the behavior. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for long-term planning, often takes a back seat. Impulse overrides reason. Your wallet feels the consequences long after dopamine fades. Interestingly, the anticipation of buying is often more rewarding than the product itself. The brain thrives on wanting more than having. When the object arrives, reality rarely meets imagination. The brain quickly recalibrates, seeking a new source of excitement. This is why the cycle repeats endlessly. Scrolling through feeds intensifies desire. Influencers model idealized lifestyles. Likes, comments, and shares act as social rewards. Your brain interprets virtual approval as a dopamine hit. Suddenly, material objects are tied not only to personal pleasure but also to social currency. Repeated chasing of purchases creates a dopamine debt. Temporary highs make normal life feel dull. You need bigger, newer, or flashier stimuli to feel the same thrill. The brain adapts quickly, and your hedonic set point rises. This explains why a simple purchase rarely brings long-term satisfaction. Studies show experiences outlast objects in happiness. Memories, skills, travel, and connections stimulate the brain differently. The hippocampus encodes stories and narratives, not just sensory input. Emotional peaks from experiences are integrated into identity, unlike objects that fade into background. Understanding your brain's wiring is the first step to breaking the cycle. Awareness of dopamine, hedonic adaptation, social comparison, and emotional spending allows conscious choices. Pause before buying. Ask, will this truly add meaning or just a momentary hit? Your prefrontal cortex can regain control. Mindful shopping reframes the experience. Separate need from desire. Value longevity over novelty. Choose purchases that align with growth, purpose, and relationships. The brain responds differently when an object supports goals rather than replaces fulfillment. Dopamine becomes a tool, not a trap. Before you tap buy now, there's a small, almost invisible moment. A pause. It lasts only seconds. In that space, your brain is negotiating. The limbic system pushes forward, this will feel good. The prefrontal cortex whispers, wait. If you stretch that pause, even by 24 hours, you interrupt the habit loop. Desire peaks, then fades. Dopamine settles. Often, the urgency dissolves. What felt essential becomes optional. That pause is power. It shifts you from reaction to intention. From impulse to choice. And in that quiet moment, you're no longer being driven by the chase. You're guiding it. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do: seek pleasure, avoid pain, and prioritize survival. Buying something triggers the same neural circuits that evolution built for reward and motivation. The problem isn't your brain, it's that modern consumer culture exploits these instincts. Awareness, intentionality, and experiential focus can guide dopamine toward lasting satisfaction. Objects may bring temporary joy, but your life's fulfillment comes from meaning, growth, and connection, not the next purchase. Comment, what's the last thing you bought thinking it would change your life? Like and subscribe for more brain hacks and life-changing psychology insights.